BBC is receiving an important announcement from the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Please stand by. BBC is receiving an important announcement from the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom.
Dad, turn on the telly.
What? You're watching the news? I thought you were watching Top Gear. What's that? Well, that ain't right.
We are sorry to interrupt your program, but we have received news that a missile has been launched by North Korea and is heading to the United Kingdom. The Prime Minister has initiated a national emergency. If you are in the London area, please report to your nearest bus station immediately as the missile is heading directly to London. The missile is 1.5 hours away from hitting London, so get to your nearest bus station, which will take you to a fallout protection zone. If you are 5 miles or less away from London, you should take this bus too, as this will hit a 5-mile radius. If you are at home, please get to this.
Hi, okay, so what I'm going to do here is a mock bugging using what I've got in my house and also in my preps. So I'm going to video it and bring you guys along for the journey, basically. It may teach you some things about bugging in your house in a nuclear situation, but the main idea of it is to poke holes in my bug out system or my bug in system and see if I could survive in that situation. Because of all this stuff you're getting in the news with North Korea and this missile stuff, you just don't know what's going on. Now, nuclear war might be provoked, it might not, but it can happen by accident and due to just tensions flying. I mean, there's been situations where people have hacked into the missile defence systems and nearly started World War III, or a weather balloon has gone over and somebody's mistook it for a missile. I believe once they loaded a training program into the American system and it nearly got us in quite a bit of shit. So, yeah. Right, so the situation is a missile has hit the centre of London, or is heading towards the centre of London, wherever way you want it. And I'm about 60 miles away from London at the moment, so my main problem would be the fallout dust, which would be sucked up into the explosion. That's how it works. It gets sucked up off the ground, all the dust and debris in the explosion, gets irradiated and is in the upper atmosphere and gets travelled along with the weather, and it can spread for hundreds of miles. So that's our biggest problem at this location. So, researching on the internet, some of the things I found, I've made a list of what to do basically. Alright, the first thing, shelter or evacuation. Now, do you stay or do you go? That's the big question. Do you stay if you can make a suitable shelter? I mean, if you live in the centre of London where it's likely to go off, or any town centre or main populated area, you're probably going to be burnt, anything like that. So buildings come down, fires. So the best thing is to evacuate. But where we are now, the best thing would be to build a shelter indoors. The next thing, what to put in your shelter. Like tinned food, non-perishable foods basically, water, cleaning equipment so you can basically go to the toilet, cook, eat, survive, warm clothing, wind up radio or a radio that takes batteries, things like that. Places to avoid. Now I've got a list on this. Airfields and military areas, ports, centres of governments like Westminster or the Pentagon, depending where you live. Large industrial areas, there'd be another target, is the war machine, where the food and the ammunition and that sort of stuff is made. They want to destroy your industry. So it's basically, so we can't produce anything, we shut down. Major populated centres. Again, shopping centres, things like that. That would also be a target for terrorists, but that's another story. But yeah, people running around, police, military cordons, Just like you're going to get round there. So you want to be out of the way. You want to keep an eye on the news. So you'll know if these things are coming or they're not. So like on the news at the moment, we've got all this nuclear stuff while I'm making this video. Just to poke holes in this stuff and see if I could survive it. Learn about nuclear weapons. You want to know what you're dealing with. You want to know how fallout works and stuff like that, the heat, the blast, and that's what we're going to cover in this video. So, oh, the sirens have gone off, so that's the attack. So we better go and get sorted. I'll see you soon. Right, so what you can hear here is the air raid siren, and this is the sign for an attack. As you can hear, it's an up and down, continuous flow. Now, it sounds bloody scary, and it is scary, but the best thing is to not panic and just get on with things. So what you want to do now is go get some water on the go. So what we're going to want is lots and lots of water, because you're going to be in that shelter for 2 weeks, maybe more, and when you come out the water supply is going to be contaminated anyway, so you're just going to want to get as much as you can. So fill your sinks, fill your baths and cover them over. What you might want to do as a prepper, I keep these, the plastic 2 litre bottles. Now I'm sure all of you get drinks bottles like this and just throw them away. So let's be green, keep hold of them, just clean them out, take the label off, put them in storage, and then when you need them, they're there. Not only are you saving yourself, you're saving the planet. So in my preps I have over 50 of these bottles and the 2 litre bottles, so you times that 2 litres and 50 bottles, you add up how many litres of water you get. So I've got a good supply of drinking water. Also, once you've filled your bottles up, you're going to want to fill your bath up. Put the plug in, fill it up, and then once it's filled to the top, cover it over, because the last thing you want is particles of fallout, radiation getting in here, because if you can't boil water to get rid of this radiation, you just can't kill it. So what you do, get cardboard, plastic, any old crap, and bung it over the top of the bath like that, and what it's going to do is stop the dust coming down and contaminating your water. Also what I've done is I've covered the window over the bath with plastic sheeting and I've sealed it shut. So again, no particles can come in through the window. And if you've got any little vents at the top of the windows, make sure they're closed and the windows are closed as well. And as you can see, I've sealed it with the tape all the way, covering all the corners so no particles can get in there. And maybe if you're making a nuclear bug-in kit and you're trying to think of items to keep in a box or something for this sort of incident, keep a load of plastic sheeting and cardboard and stuff that can fit your window and some tape, and just label it bathroom, front room window, front door, whatever, so you know that bit of plastic will fit that space and you can seal your house up. And if you've got them on like a nutcase, when the alarms are going off and the whistles are going, wasting time cutting up plastic sheeting, finding the right size stuff, you know, it just saves so much time. Also, on a different scenario, this could work in like a biological situation, like a pandemic when there's all airborne viruses and stuff. This will do the same job, it will keep it out. So make sure you seal up your doors and your windows. And if you've got curtains in front of these windows and doors, always tuck your curtains behind your radiators if they're there. Again, that will stop any nasties getting in and keep you safe and sound. And also, if you are close enough to a blast, it will stop any glass fragments coming in and hitting you. Okay, so we got the house sealed up and we got our water. So let's look at food. Now, you'll hear a lot of things about taking perishable foods. Personally, I don't think that's a big thing. I mean, as long as you eat things like bread and that within 24 hours, you should be fine, as long as it ain't gone mouldy. Just save your tin stuff for the long term. Like other things you can take, as long as it doesn't need to be kept in the fridge, you'll be alright, or need to be cooked. Now, if you are cooking in your shelter, take things like pasta. Now, this can be eaten raw. You can just leave them in water for a period of time and they absorb the water and you can still eat cold pasta. It's fine. And also there's milk you can take. Now this is a brand of milk. I'm not going to specify what brand. But it's the dairy-free milk because my daughter needs dairy-free milk. So I've got a lot of this knocking around. But it doesn't have to live in the fridge until it's been opened. So again, as long as you take this and drink it within a few hours, you're alright there. Sauces in jars, again, if it doesn't say anything about being needing to be cooked, you can take it, just eat it, but it's not from the fridge. Again, things in cartons, if it's not in the fridge. Sugars, makes life a bit more sweeter. And if you're anything like me, don't forget your coffee. Salt and pepper. Stock cubes, any brand. Again, you can just mix them with water and make a nice stock drink to drink. And obviously, you can't go wrong with tins. Juices and cereals. Again, these can be mixed with water. You can use cereal. You ain't going to be able to use milk. Mix it with water, but you can still eat it dry. It's not going to kill you. Dried fruits and vegetables. Real fruits and vegetables. As long as you eat them before they go off, you're alright. If you've got kids with you, take your sweets. Unless you've got a sweet tooth, take them yourself. And obviously you can't go wrong with storing up military rations or civilian camping food, anything like that. Just use your heads, that's all you've got to do. I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs. So what we're going to do now is pick up something like this laundry basket or a big box or a bag, so it's easier to run around the house picking up our essentials. A good medical kit fit into the situation. I'm not going to tell you what things to put in it. There's we all need different things in our medical kit. We all have our own personal problems. So just use your noggin and think what you need to put in your medical kit. Candles, lots of them, and of course stuff to light them with. Bleaches, washing up liquid and disinfectant sprays. Reading material, you're going to read this stuff cover to cover, you're going to get bored. Torch and spare batteries. Stuff to cook and eat with. I mean, are you cooking in your shelter? Are you eating cold stuff? If you've got a gas burner with you, I would advise using a Hexi burner because they're poisonous. But you also need stuff to clean them with. Radio, which takes batteries. Laptop, tablets, phones, things like that. Now I know a lot of people say the electric's going to be out, but it might not go straight out, so you might have them for a couple of days, and it gives you a chance to charge them up, so you can keep an eye on what's going on in the news and the broadcasts and things. Don't forget, a lot of phones have radios on now, so you got one radio, two radio, you got the laptop. So at least you can keep up with the broadcasts. Do you have kids with you? You might want to take some toys. There's nothing worse than bored children. Duvets and pillowcases, maybe sleeping bags, roll mats, stuff to sleep in. Right, I'm going to have to cut it short here because of this 15-minute thing I've got for making videos. But look forward to the next video, part 2, when I'll be taking my house apart, building a fallout shelter and living in it for 2 weeks. My day-to-day life, day 1 to day 14. Enjoy the video, see you in part 2. Thanks for watching.